I guess we're all doing better than Diddy. Oh, what a week. All right, if you don't know, I'll try to bring you up to speed very quickly. Basically, Diddy has been the devil for decades. And it's really only this year that everything's sort of coming to roost, right? It sort of started with a lawsuit brought by his ex-girlfriend, Cassie. And, in the lawsuit is detailing horrific things you will not, you will feel sick if you read the lawsuit. And Diddy said it was all a lie. Just nothing but disgusting lies about his character, and he settled the lawsuit the next day. I don't know about you, but I've never been lied on so hard that I was like, you better stop lying about me. I will pay you as much as you want for you to stop telling me all the stuff I supposedly did. I want to make sure that this is, how much does the check need to be? It won't be in escrow. It'll be in a check form in the morning. But I will pay you as much as it takes for you to stop lying before people start looking into what you said because everybody else is saying it. Well, no, it's crazy. And even more recently, more allegations and more investigations have been going into Diddy being alleged. Legally, you have to say it. Being an alleged sex trafficker and everything, to the point where, this week, the FBI raided all of his houses at once, just to make sure, every single one at the same time, make sure he wasn't house hopping or anything, just going everywhere. They grabbed all the homes and the homies and they pulled everybody outside, and it was truly astounding to watch, because if you've ever watched, I watch a lot of news, so I remember the Roger Stone raid. Anytime the FBI or Homeland Security does a raid, it's a weird hierarchy that you notice, because they'll show up to do the raid, right? So FBI or Homeland Security, they'll be fitted up, right? Top to bottom, they got the AR-15, they got the vest on, full body armor, they got the boots, they got the helmet, and then sometimes they actually have backup. Backup is SWAT. So then SWAT is also there dressed like SWAT, and we know what SWAT is dressed like. And then it will just be the regular police. And it kind of made me feel bad for the local police, because imagine you show up to work and all your coworkers look like Call of Duty that day. And you just have to show up with your chest. That's unfair to them. If I was a cop, I'd be like, y'all ain't got any extra ARs in the trunk or anything. I can't hold something. Y'all just showed up all prepared. Y'all said he dangerous. You know what? I'm gonna wait next to the car. That's what I'm gonna do. Y'all, this is bull. I'm not doing. And truly, watch any FBI raid. All the local police are next to the cars in the street. They're like, no, they gonna get him. They gonna get him. Oh, you better watch out, because they coming. All right? But yeah, they raided all that dude's houses at one time, pulled people out, were interrogating people, were trying to look for stuff in the houses. And meanwhile, a lot of people have been waiting on Diddy's downfall for a long time, so they track his movements. And I want to take a quick second, because a lot of people, this is mainly a black thing, knowing about Diddy. It feels like the world didn't know. But black people, we knew. We were like, nah. Something happening with him that seems off. I don't know if I love that either. That's just been us for 2 decades with Diddy just being like, did y'all see? You know what I mean? And so a lot of other people are catching up. So then there are things, when anything like this comes out, there are things where people ask, why is everybody talking about it now, coming forward now, stuff like that. I want to be clear. Diddy is not like a Harvey Weinstein in that way, right? Because with Harvey Weinstein, everyone started coming forward, and then people were like, why didn't y'all say something sooner? Look at him. We would have believed you. Like, we don't do a good enough job of believing women, but with Harvey, I'd be like, whatever y'all say he did, he did. I can just see it from his build that he did whatever. But Diddy's a very different thing. Diddy's scary. A lot of people are scared of Diddy. And you want to know one of the reasons why people are scared of Diddy? Because of where he comes from. There's gangsters, then there's gangsters. Okay? Diddy's dad has ties to Frank Lucas. If you don't know Frank Lucas is who Denzel played in American Gangster. That's who Diddy's dad hung out with. That's who Diddy's dad did business with. So when you ever rewatch American Gangster and you see that scene when Frank Lucas, Denzel, stands up and in the middle, broad daylight, middle of the sidewalk, a dude disrespects him and he pulls out a gun and he shoots him in the head and kills him in front of everybody because he knows nobody will say anything. That's who Diddy's dad ran with, right? That's who taught him his ABCs and stuff. You know what I mean? When you see that scene, that's a bone-chilling scene because it happened. That happened. He did that. He killed someone broad daylight because he knew no one around would say anything, right? So when you see that scene and you see Denzel do that, just know that one of the extras in the background, at least one of those kids, is Diddy. That's terrific, you know? And that's why people are getting so scared of him, because we know that he just moves differently, you know what I mean? And a lot of people have been waiting on his downfall for a long time. So when the FBI was raiding, people were like, where is Diddy? And you know how these kids are now? They're very smart. They can track anything. They track Diddy's plane. And so while the FBI is raiding all of his homes at one time, Diddy's plane is leaving America. And I don't mean getting fueled up. I mean, the plane is over just blue. That's the ocean. The plane is gone, right? And the plane is headed for Antigua. Now, Antigua is still extradite. So a lot of people are like, why would he be going over to Antigua? Then other people said, hey, maybe he's landing in Antigua because everybody knows that's his plane. He's going to land in Antigua. He's going to get on a friend's smaller plane, and he's going to go to a country that doesn't extradite, like Bali, right? So then that plane lands in Antigua, it comes right back. When it lands, turns out Diddy was never on the plane. He was in Miami the whole time. This man is a terrible rapper and an incredible villain. I've been thrown for a loop consistently with him. Like, this man should be in a James Bond movie. You know, a lot of people are just waking up to how Diddy is, you know. We knew. You know how you know that we knew? Diddy's the only black billionaire we didn't root for. It's a very big deal when you get a black billionaire. We're always like, oh yeah, oh he did it. You know, I remember when that guy, you know that guy that gave the commencement speech at Morehouse, and at the end of the speech he said he was going to pay for all the kids' student loans. That moment went viral. It was crazy. Kids were crying and everything, jumping up, screaming. I looked it up. I found the guy. His name was Robert Smith. Turns out he's a billionaire. He didn't give me any money, but I was at home like, we got it. Diddy became a billionaire. We were like, good for you. I don't know about y'all, but I absolutely love when home drama spills out into the world. You know what I mean? I don't watch a lot of reality television, so I love when a real life couple just can't take it anymore. You know what I mean? Like they have to have it out, and they have to have it out now. And now is here. And here is where I am. So I get a free show. You know? I think it happens a lot in New York City because we don't have space. Like, y'all have real homes here. Y'all can be like, we will discuss this later. In New York, we don't have that. We're like, I want to argue in private at home, but home don't have no elbow room. I want to argue where I can move a little bit because I'm passionate with my movements. Now, if I'm arguing at home, one time I was arguing at home and I went like this to be like, oh, wait, just like to hold it up. And then I hit my elbow and there's no way to look right when you just stand there like, so sometimes couples just have to have it out in that moment, And I was walking. I try to do this at least once a week. I was on a walk with no AirPods in, right? Just really like be around in the world, And I think it's an important thing to do because it opens you up to what's happening around you. And I would have missed this had I had my AirPods in. I was walking, and as I'm walking, I see this dude bust out of the door of his house, right? He's running down the stoop of his brownstone, no shirt on, anything, looking terrified, like, what? And so I turn and I see what I can only imagine is his girlfriend or wife running behind him. And I was like, all right, this seems awesome. Let's see how it goes. And she has something in her hand, but it doesn't look like a gun, so I'm like, I'm willing to stay and see this through. Because if it's a gun, people get upset, they miss. Now she done shot me, I'm bleeding out. I'm not even part of your love. I'm laying there holding my wound, y'all done worked it out. Like, this could all be for nothing. It's just she's holding something, but I can't see what it is, right? And as he's running down the stoop, she runs down with him, and she gets to this specific step, and then she goes like this, right? She goes like this, and then a piece of what she was holding flies out and hits him in the back, and he goes, ah! And then she lets go of the other thing that she was holding. It slides down the stairs, and when it slides down, it's close enough for me to see. And when I look, it was the sleeve of a Hot Pocket. This woman done burned the hell out of this man with a Hot Pocket. In the known universe, there are about 4 states of matter, right? There's gas, there's liquid, and there's solid. There's also plasma. Now, plasma can reach a temperature of about 45,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and just under that. Close second is Hot Pocket juice. Hot Pocket juice must be studied. This will burn your soul. Hot Pocket juice is far too hot. It is absolute insanity, okay? Because we've all been there. We've all been there where you were hungry, you heat up the Hot Pocket, that's gonna be quick, and then you went ahead and you put it higher than the instructions say, because you know when you follow the instructions, the middle cold. So then, you put it at least 2 minutes higher than the instructions say because you got a different type of microwave. Your microwave doesn't work like the box says. And so you put an extra 2 minutes, but now we're into heated territory that no one, even the people at the company, are aware of, right? And then you pull the Hot Pocket out, you hold it by the sleeve, and you wouldn't even be in this situation if you could just be a gentleman and wait, right? But you're hungry, you're greedy, you can't help yourself, and so you blow, you do blow. You do. You give it a good try, too. You blowing the bread. You're not doing anything for that juice inside. That juice is still bubbling like lava. Wait to bust out. And so then you take your first bite, and because you're hungry, because you're being greedy, you bite too hard, the juice pops out, it hits your lip, and you go, ah! now you coughing because steam coming out of your mouth because you got the corner bread in your mouth with all the juice burning everything. Burning teeth. Just burning. Inexplicably, just burning and burning and burning. It's terrible. This woman was running after this man. We don't know what he did. I didn't stay for an interview. This woman was running down the stairs after this man and had the Hot Pocket sleeve in her hand and reared back like an ancient weapon. Reared back. And flung the Hot Pocket out. Flung it like she had done it before. Like, she must be burning him weekly to have this sort of aim. If this was a game show, I could never sling it and hit what I wanted to hit. And she hit, not only did she hit him in the middle of the back. She hit him in the spine. So it's in just enough of a position that he can't really reach it. Like it's not here, it's not here. Like this man is fighting for his life right now. She gave him 32nd degree burns. And my man's like, and I want to help, but I'm like, I'm not gonna burn my fingers. Like, and then I had never stopped walking the entire time, but I did take off into a brisk jog because as he was holding the railing of his stoop, I saw her lift another Hot Pocket. I was like, let me leave before I witness a murder.
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm doing okay, man. I did a school show at a school last night, and it was really good. Students were great.
Like elementary, or
everybody was just really dope. Well, okay.
You just said school. Everyone knows you meant college. I'm just goofing. Gosh.
No, I'm with you. But just in case, I don't need those problems of someone hitting me up and being like, our elementary school would love to have a clown come and do his thing, bring some joy to the children.
I wonder what an elementary would pay for some lunchtime stand-up.
I think you have to ask what they pay the teachers and then go lower from there.
Shit, I'm going higher from there.
Oh yeah,
I'm giving them a break.
Okay,
I'm gonna do for a teacher's day pay plus tips. That's right. I'm hoping. I want them to encourage the children to leave tips.
Okay, so this is my thing. I try to have a real day of it, right? Because the actual show wasn't going to be until 8.
Okay.
And the train from New York to DC is about, 3 hours or something?
Okay.
And so in my head, I was like, you know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to make like a full day out of it. And if Sally and I weren't going to Australia, I would have tried to get like, Sally to come, but I know she had errands to run and to pack and stuff like that.
Right.
But basically, I got up early, went to the station, made the train by like 5 minutes, which is my favorite. I love that so much. I love like when you're gonna make it, but you've also really cut it close to where there's no waiting. It's like, it's the best. It's so good.
I don't know. That to me, I understand what you're saying. To me, though, that last 5 minutes leaves too much opportunity for something to go wrong. And if one thing goes wrong, then you are late. You have missed this train now. It's kind of how I feel. I mean, the Amtrak is less so. I've had less trouble with it. Like if you show up, if you cut it close, but like,
you know what it is?
I don't know.
This is my thing. So I left, it takes 30 minutes to get there and then probably another 10 to get to my track from where I got off at the train. So 40 minutes total. Okay. And I left with about an hour to get there. So I had this 20-minute pad, right? And at one point the train was stopped, and at another point I was like, should I get some snacks? Should I not? And so it wasn't a 5 minutes of desperation. It was a 5 minutes of like, by the time I sat down in my seat, there were still 5 minutes before the the train took off. So when I say despair, I don't mean like I almost missed it. I probably made it by 10 minutes. But
okay,
you know,
you had 5 minutes to indulge.
I had 5 minutes to watch people panic. You know, I had 5 minutes to really feel like I was better than everyone.
I'm here so early.
Yeah, and
didn't I plan ahead like a good boy?
And the train ride over, because I mentioned this when we were doing our virtual live show for the patrons and stuff.
That we just did, by the way. And we do every month.
Mm-hmm. Come on through.
Here's a little ad, huh? There you go.
And sure enough, my man, this is, okay. So I ended up sitting facing the other direction that we were traveling, right? Because you know how the way that the seats are set up, you can sit facing forward or facing back, and some people don't like to face back because it makes them dizzy and stuff, you know.
I am one of those people.
Yeah. And
depending on the mood. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. But I'm facing backwards, and I don't mind. It's fine. I've been very blessed where I don't get dizzy easily. It takes a lot for me to get dizzy, even though I'm an easy faint. So like I'm either awake or I'm not.
Oh, see, and then I'm an easy dizzy, hard faint.
Okay, wow. If you put us together, we make one awake person.
Or one horribly vulnerable person.
Yeah. Someone who is both spinning and asleep.
Yeah. Just either one very healthy person or one very sick person.
Yeah.
A lot of head injuries from all the falling.
And so where I'm sitting, I have a clear shot at the bathroom, which in my mind is going to be a problem. Like there was some chance to move because whenever you're leaving New York, I can't remember what the first stop is, but I think the first stop is still New York. So I guess if you ever wanted to steal a whole ride, you could probably get away with it because they don't start checking tickets until you're actually headed to
you're in Jersey, right?
Jersey, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm on the train for an easy 9 minutes with one stop before they actually start checking me and stuff. And once they check you, I don't know what the process is if you can move and just bring your ticket with you that they put at your seat, but I don't like to, just in case, conductor passes by and it's like, I don't remember you. Where's that ticket from? And then I gotta be like, it's from you, bro. Please remember me. I know there's a whole train and you do this your entire day for 10 hours, but please remember me, right?
That is a weird, the only times I'd ever ridden Amtrak, it's only been a handful of times, so it's a thing I don't do often enough. I always get nervous that I'm gonna fuck up something with just handing them the thing or scanning. Now you can just scan on the phone, and I did that last time. But surely still something will be wrong. Because they usually put the little ticket above you, and then I'm like, but what if that falls? And they're gonna be like, you gotta get off. I always have a little panic for that, and it's the oldest form of transportation I use.
It's also
because I don't ride horses.
Even if something really bad happened and they didn't remember you, and your ticket fell, and it went under a seat, and they still want to take your money, so they would still let you buy another ticket that would probably only be more affordable now that you're closer.
And it might just be whatever you have in your pockets. We'll let you stay on this train.
Listen, if you want to stay on this train, you're going to have to pay us $19 because we are almost at your destination.
Yeah. By the way, sorry if you're hearing a lot of clacking and walking around. My dog's getting restless. I won't dig into this next. We're talking about trains, and I love talking about trains. But she just had surgery. So I brought all my gear upstairs to hang out with her. But she walks around in a tall hardwood floor up here, so you can probably hear clickety clack of beagles walking around on my mic here. So anyway, that's why I'm looking around. I'm darting around like someone's sneaking up on me, but I'm just trying to keep track of my healing canine. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Trains.
Yeah. Heal up, Maddie. All right. Prayers up. Okay.
Bro, she's got some gnarly scars. She got cut up.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
I mean, they had to, I guess, sorry, we are talking about now, but she had a big old tumor on her side. She had to get cut out. Well, and they even said too, like, it had grown enough that some muscle had gotten intertwined with it, which was okay. They could easily do that. But they said when it heals, there's a good chance she'll just have a divot. That she'll have a little golf fairway divot in her side where she got a little speed bump.
I'm excited for you to take Maddie to a dog park and just her talking to the other dogs and being like, so were you in Nam or what happened? Like,
bro, she's been through some shit. Because she had 3 different bladder surgeries. I mean, years ago. Mm-hmm. She's had this lump we got removed. She had it removed 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. And they said it might grow back, and it did. And then she had a second one in her neck that we took out too. And we also took off a cyst on her back that had gotten bigger. That one wasn't cancerous, but they're like, hey, if we got her under. So she's just got a big old, like, her whole back is shaved in like a weird, like, jigsaw puzzle, basically. Yeah. And then her neck shaved too. And I was telling you before we got on mic, like, it's hard because then we can't really put a cone on her because then it will rub against the one on her neck, and also she could still scratch that with her foot. Mm-hmm. So I just been putting shirts on my dog, and she doesn't really like wearing shirts. So I do get a lot of stares. There's a lot of just staring at me. Yeah. Of like, what have you done? Yeah. What have you done to my life?
You know this isn't right.
Yeah, this isn't right. I don't like it. Mm-hmm. Did you see the picture? I'm going to send to you right now. Do you see the picture when I first got her home? I posted it on Instagram. You'll just appreciate the fucking look she's given me. I'm gonna text it to you right now. Because I've never seen a dog be like, why so much in a picture. Just look at this fucking demon stare that she gives me.
Oh, you gotta send that to the people. You gotta put that in the show notes.
It's on my Instagram. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see it. But it is a I will destroy you stare.
Wow, I've never heard a dog curse before, but she is right now in my head when I look at that picture.
Well, it's because we picked her up for having her gone all day and then immediately put a shirt on her. And she's like, first you do this, and now I got to wear clothes, which I fucking don't like.
Yeah. This whole day has been unnatural.
I used to be a wolf.
Yeah.
I just assume they think that anytime we do anything dumb to them, they just in their heads go, I used to hunt.
I like the idea that there's like Hotep dogs that are like, see, what happened was the white man, because we used to be wolves, right? And then the white man came along and tried to get us to push him, to pull him, to push him in his work. So then his work became our work. All right. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? All right. So I'm not doing when he says sit, I stand. When he says stay, I go. All right. I'm not really about that. Okay. And best believe anybody step to me, he can get bit. All right. You're going to have to put me down. But if you put me down, best believe you won't put all of us down. They'll never put all of us down.
We didn't land in the dog park. Dog park landed on us.
Let me tell you something right now, because that's the thing with dogs as well. Where anytime people act like they've been the deciding factor in the full change in the dog's life, I'm like, all right, yeah, but as an animal, it was going to get along. On its own, like in some form. You know what I mean? Like for every breed outside of the breeds that we've completely made up, there's a couple ones with the snouts that can't breathe, and we did that. That was us. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think everything else though.
We ruined them.
Like anytime you see a dog that's like deeply, and especially as a puppy, I'm talking about like puppies, deeply out of shape, that was you.
Oh yeah. No,
they love to burn calories as a resting state.
Yeah.
Their favorite thing to do is burn calories.
I'm not delusional because there's some, I know people who are just like, my dog has this trait because they're, because of their previous owner, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I know I had her since she was a puppy. It's a little different, but I know every one of my dog's bad behaviors, absolutely my fault. I know 100% is my fault by nature of just like, as she only been around. I've been the only authority figure she's ever known. So clearly anything shitty she does, I didn't handle or didn't care enough to handle. The long time where it was just me and her living in Chicago. She basically had an apartment to herself like half the time.
Yeah, free reign.
Yeah. Sorry, she was basically a human adult.
Yeah,
and I didn't do anything to curb any bad behavior. So I'm like, no, she sucks and it's my fault. But she's old now, so.
I love when a dog does a horrific thing, and then they run up to you like you're gonna be proud. Like, I did it for you. You know what I mean? Like when a dog just runs up to you with like a full pigeon in its mouth, and it's like, aren't you proud that I brought this diseased animal back to you?
Well, that's why I love. She's so bad at catching stuff. The one time she did catch something, she just looked surprised.
Yeah.
I think I told it on the show before, but she caught a possum and she was just like, and you could see in her eyes the thought was, I don't know what to do now.
So
it's never gotten this far.
Last night, Chance saw a raccoon, which is literally just built like him. Like he's a fat Shiba, and it's just him.
It's gonna be about the size of him,
yeah, and just different colors, but still, it was trying to get into a bag. As Sally told me, he saw it and just was amped and was like really talking all of that good shit from across the fence. Like,
was that his first raccoon he's seen that you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Because it's funny when you see a dog see their first something.
Mm-hmm.
Because either they'll freak out, but like when Maddie sees something for the first, like when she like saw a possum for the first time, she just looked at it and wasn't upset. It just looked like her world collapsed a little bit because she learned of a new thing.
Yeah, he does seem
just
to
looked at her.
Yeah, exactly. He seems to be upset that they are alive. He would love to unalive them, at every turn. Right.
Yeah. Maddie doesn't have that as much. She likes to chase, but she doesn't. If something stops running, she will just, like, she had a rabbit one time that I think I've told this before too, but she snuck up on it and was like 6 inches away. The rabbit just didn't run. Mm-hmm. And then she just looked at me and she's like, I don't. And then just walked away. Because it didn't run. She's like, no, this is wrong. So this seems like a trap now.
Yeah. This rabbit knows something that I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, anyway, if I come for this rabbit, I feel like something bad is going to happen.
Yeah. You're on the other side of him. Is he holding something? Does he have a weapon?
Yeah. Is he holding something behind his back?
Yeah. He seems to be too calm about this. Anyway, sorry. Trains. We haven't had dog talk in a while, you know?
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine.
And this has consumed my fucking weekend, this surgery.
I'm with you.
I've
totally
barely slept.
Yeah.
I've barely slept. Because she won't lay still.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I haven't slept out of worry. It's because she wakes up and then sprints while drugged up still on anesthesia. That's Friday night after she had her surgery was just like waking up and just trying to sprint to nowhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
It does sound like the opposite of what anesthesia should do.
It never used to affect her that way, but the last couple of times she's had stuff, because she had a tooth removed last year, and she did the same thing. It's like she's sleeping, and then she just wakes up and acts like there's something urgent she has to go do.
Yeah.
Which there isn't, because she's a dog.
You don't know that, though. Maybe there's unfinished bones and unfinished business outside the yard, you know?
Maybe. Because it does. It seems like she just starts walking places like, I'm supposed to do something, and then she stops, and she's like, no, it's right. I have no responsibilities. I'll go lay back down. I forgot I'm a dog.
Yeah. But basically,
anyway, college gig, trains, choo-choos and colleges.
I was seated diagonal from the bathroom, which I knew was probably going to be a problem. I wasn't sure how, but I knew eventually something would happen. And I was
you're at least gonna smell something.
Yeah, and I was across also from the dining cart. And so a part of me was like, man, maybe I should just spend some time in the dining cart. But my seat, I don't know if this was a malfunction or if I was just lucky, or maybe Amtrak stepped up their game, but my seat went back just a little bit more than normal.
Ooh.
And as soon as it went back and no one ever came to sit next to me, I was like, then I'm in it. Like, why would I move? Life is good, you know? So anyway.
Shit, I might stay on for an extra stop past DC. I might just keep going.
Maybe I'll end up in Virginia. I don't care.
When the seat's this good, why get off?
And eventually it happened. There was a guy who you could tell, I heard his click clopping from down the row, right? No, this guy.
You said that right after Maddie walked by, so I thought you were saying you heard her.
No.
Clopping.
This dude, I don't know what type of nice shoes he had on, but they were the fanciest flip flops I've ever heard that were dress shoes. Because it was like,
I've got a tap recital.
Yeah. It was legitimately like, how are these shoes making this much noise? And then he's running down the aisle and you can tell he's trying to hold it together, but he gets to the bathroom and someone's in there, and the impatience, because where the seats are, there is the handicap seating, right?
Right.
And so that means that since there's no one there in a wheelchair or anything, there's just room. And so he's pacing. This man is pacing back and forth on the train. And then eventually the person gets out and he goes in. And I forgot all about him.
Punches him in the mouth.
Yeah.
You took too long.
I truly forget all about this dude.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what I was watching. I think I was watching
Emily in Paris?
Nah, never. Dang, I can't remember. But I was just watching a show on Netflix. The show gets done, and then maybe
Emily in Paris is on Netflix.
Maybe 2 or 3 minutes after the show gets done, this guy walks out and just hands in pockets, stands near the bathroom, leaned back. Like he looked like the only thing he was missing was a cigarette to smoke. Like he just barely made it. Like his whole life flashed before his eyes or something. Because the level of relaxed that he was when he walked out.
Oh, it was relaxed. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was hands in pockets, like shameful.
No.
I saw like hands in pockets, head down, being like, how do I live like this?
It's hard to see someone more on top of the world than he was.
Oh, good for him.
It's rare. It's rare that you see someone so content that he leaned his back on the wall.
Wow. So unencumbered.
So unencumbered. And then he just clip-clopped back to wherever his seat was. And I was like, man.
Like he's a horse.
What ecstasy must this man have experienced? Because a part of me was like, maybe he used the bathroom, or maybe he just did drugs in there. Because it was such a change in him. It was truly such a change. And it also took so long that I'm like, all right.
Yeah, because you said you're watching a show.
Yeah.
30-minute or 45-minute?
No, 30-minute. Yeah.
30 minutes. Okay. Because I'd say it's depending if it was like an hour-long drama.
Yeah.
Then like he was getting after it.
Yeah. Legit in the bathroom for what had to be 33 minutes. And that's a little too long. I mean, he had time to do both.
Poop and heroin? Is what you're saying?
Neither one of them take that long.
I mean, if you want to enjoy them.
Nobody boo-boos a whole episode of Seinfeld with the commercials and then walks out happy.
I mean, yeah, definitely doesn't walk out, because usually if you do it that long, your legs are asleep.
Yeah.
So it takes you a second, and you got to stand there at least being like, ooh, getting the tingles out.
When I was on the Amtrak, though, the food offered is not.
Oh, that's the end of it. Is not. It's not food?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've never looked in this specifically in the dining car.
In the dining car where you buy the food that they provide.
Because I've never looked in there. I've never seen. Mm-hmm. Okay, what do they got? What's on the fake menu?
There's a microwave pizza that I'm pretty sure is like a one that you get in a grocery store. So I guess some people would consider that real, but I feel like because you don't control the microwave,
existing and real are different things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
it's not a real pizza, and you're not gonna feel good, right?
No, I've had those. They're not good, no matter what. They at best they are there.
And the person, to their credit, the person that works the Amtrak train that is firing them up for you and everything in the microwave is following the instructions. But the instructions, this is what people don't understand about microwavable foods that are kind of faux foods, is that you have to come up with your own instructions, you know? You have to tinker.
You do.
Diligently, and you have to understand your microwave. You have to understand your dinner that you're having through that TV dinner. And you have to know, okay, am I a low wattage? Am I a medium? If I'm a medium, is it 3 minutes or is it 3.5? Okay. Some people break it down to such a science that they'll put that microwave on 325 and have whatever their TV dinner is coming out perfect. Because they've eaten it so much that now they realize, like, okay, 330, a little too hot, a little dry, you know?
Yeah. Which is a great combination of victory and sadness. Because you're like, I nailed this. Because it's like, I'm too good at microwaving these.
Because in all the time that you got good at microwaving these, possibly, potentially, I'm not saying you have to, but you could
have gotten married,
have figured out. Oh, okay. Went two very different directions.
You could have gotten a life and been happy.
Yeah. I guess so. I guess maybe that's the takeaway. Then the other thing is a hamburger that is actually way more depressing.
What was your other path, though, that you could have gone down? If you gotten so good at it, in that time you could have...
found a fruit that you really like.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like a fruit that you like roll with. Like in the amount of times it takes you to really get down to an exact second and wattage of what this TV dinner should be to come out tasting good. You could have tried mango. You could have tried an apple. You could have tried so many things to be like, hey, this is the fruit that I roll with. You know?
Yeah. Because once you have that perfect timing down, it means that it has to be the last time you ever have it. You know what I mean? You're just like, wow, this is a science now. I can never buy these again.
Yeah.
I perfected this art form. It is time to move on to another medium, which is microwave burgers. So was this like a straight up like 7-Eleven burger?
Kinda, yeah. It did not look. It looked like dry, and it looked like it's finally gotten to the point where the general public is as exhausted with processed stuff as doctors. Because it used to be, if you went on and on about processed foods, you sounded like a health nut, and now you're just right. Like now they finally come out with a couple burgers where it's like, no, that's not even a good shape. You shouldn't have no burger. I'll go out on a limb right now and say, no matter processed, unprocessed, grass-fed, grass-finished, I don't care if you put butter on any of that. No burger should be triangle.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that one was triangle. I'm just saying that the roundness to corners ratio was off.
Let's just say no corners generally. If you're not going to Wendy's, no corners.
If you're not going to Wendy's, no corners. All right. I don't want to eat a baseball diamond. Okay.
I think it's a fair rule.
Because
Wendy's are the only ones that can do corners.
Exactly. Now you're messing up, because Wendy's even had to take a step back and be like, okay, what is the bread to meat ratio?
Yes.
How many bites are people going to be missing meat for?
Yeah. And I feel people typing already that, White Castle has corners too, and White Castle is trash. Okay. I don't mean to start this war right now.
Ooh.
I don't mean, I know. I feel them coming. I know.
Fighting words.
I know. They're not good. I don't like them. I don't like White Castle. I might have had it too late in life though. I never had White Castle until I was like in my mid-20s, and I was like, oh, okay. That's probably the problem.
I remember
I was in my mid-20s and not on drugs. So
yeah, I remember you were the one when I moved to Chicago who explained White Castle to me.
I did?
Because I had never had it. It's not anywhere else I've lived.
Well, see, but it was never where I lived either. I never had it until we were already known each other for a few years where I had it.
For a few years? Because you were the one that told me it was a thing.
New York. I mean, I knew it existed. I knew what people liked about it. I'd never had it. I
didn't know what it was. Someone had said White Castle, and I was like, okay, how about this? I thought, it's gonna sound so dumb. I'm really so did think White Castle was medieval times. Because it felt like it said it all right there. Like it was like white people in a castle.
No, you're not wrong. Medieval times is White Castle.
Yeah, I was like, that's like what white people will do sometimes. They'll go to the medieval thing, and it's. I didn't know they put the name on the head like that, and then
a bunch of honky improvisers love to go to to medieval times for a birthday. They go all out for White Castle.
And you were the one that that told me that it was Little Burgers, and I played it off like I didn't ever think that.
It was Little Burgers. You guys want to go down to Little Burger?
I'm just saying, like, because the way. Okay.
No, we never had them either. I never had them. I think from where I live right now, I think they had one in like Cedar Rapids. You know, and this is basically near where I grew up, and we just didn't have them. I knew of them, but I'd never had them ever.
Now, are you talking about White Castle or medieval times?
White Castle. I've never been to medieval times.
Oh, okay. We should go to medieval times.
That'd be fun. We absolutely should. That'd be a good time. I've been to things like medieval times, like that are offshoots kind of thing.
Like a Renaissance fair?
Well, not just that. I mean, literally, like the type of restaurant. We went to one in Florida that was medieval times, basically, but it was pirates. And dude, it kicked ass.
Really?
Because in the middle, instead of it being like the big, like dirt, courtyard thing, instead it was a big ass pool with a pirate ship in it, and then on the pirate ship were a bunch of trampolines and stuff, and they were all like acrobats instead of like knights, but they were all dressed like pirates. They would swing in from different corners and then do like flipping stunts and stuff, and it would be a lot like medieval times, where instead of jousting though, it would be this big like sword fight with them doing acrobatics, and they would get eliminated one by one, and like you were assigned, like your section was cheering for one of the pirates. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like super fun to watch. It was like medieval times. It was fucking rad. I don't remember what it was called, but it was really cool.
Oh man.
But yes, I've also been to Renaissance fairs. I've been to a couple of Renaissance fairs.
I want to see like an earnest, like a real, like two people have a problem with each other fight at a Renaissance fair. Not a Renaissance fair where it's like, oh, we're gonna go at it as part of the performance. I mean, like
people can sign up.
Like Jeffrey and Sean been had problems. And so they start throwing hands, like full on, like full on tights on everything, but then the hands getting thrown are real.
Yeah, just ye old Fight Club.
Hey, that would be amazing, because then it's also cumbersome, because now you're not fighting in your best fighting clothes.
Nope, well then they're like, get on this horse with this lance, and you're like, I've never done this. They're like, well, yeah, you got beef though, so figure it out.
Dude, I don't even know where this is, but I've watched a few videos that they've made. There's a fight club in the woods. All right.
Elaborate, please.
There's a fight club in the woods where people go and like it's like amateur boxing and amateur MMA and stuff, and they built an octagon out there and everything. And
oh God, so it's like proper, not just.
No, it's real. It's real. It's like,
oh God,
yeah. And
oh no,
and you would be surprised. It's actually handled really well, and the refs that they get are really good. Like the refs will call it off. Almost like the same as the same rules as any like sanctioned event, but I'm pretty sure it's in the woods because this is all legal, right?
So I'm just gonna see what happens when I type in "fight club in the woods" for Google.
I'm pretty sure this is a purposely undisclosed location.
Okay, so how'd you hear about it?
You know, you hear things when you talk to people about fights, and everybody talks about fights all the time. You hear about fights.
Oh, so this is like some truly underground shit then.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's really well done. It's actually better done than you would imagine because it's.
Have you seen like footage of it or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, there was a guy that showed up one time.
Nope.
What?
Nope. You can't just anyway.
What?
Is this something I can look up or can you send me?
I'll see if I can find one for you.
Okay. You don't gotta do it right now, but
Yeah.
I wanna know what Fight Club in the Woods is all about.
Yeah. I think you're gonna be disappointed because it's very professionally done. Like the only thing.
Yeah, but still, just doing a sanctioned fight also in the woods is kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
It's got a real air of like Tekken to it, you know.
Not only does it feel like Tekken, some of it looks like Tekken because as long as you're in the same, I'm pretty sure. As long as y'all want to fight, they'll let y'all fight. And there's this one dude.
Oh, like old UFC rules.
Yeah, and
where you could be hundreds of pounds different.
I don't know how. I've seen some weight differences. I don't know how egregious they let them get, but like it does seem it. There are some that are very one-sided, where you have to respect the heart of the other individual. You know what I mean? Like maybe when you weigh them in for heart, they weigh in the same. But as far as bodies, no.
Yeah, our weight class isn't weight; it's by passion.
And there was one dude who you know, especially sorry if this is the one that I find for you to send for you because I've only ever watched two. But he showed up. He showed up like he got the call, and he lives in the woods. And so he just walked out of his house because he had the most comfortable garb on. Like I'm pretty sure he had on pajama pants and then slippers. And so this man is doing his footwork in slippers, countering punches in slippers.
Real quick, I want you to imagine you're in the woods and then you encounter a man in slippers.
And you encounter a man in a sweater, pajama pants, and slippers swinging. Like,
because in that case, if you run into a man in a sweater, pajama pants, and slippers, the best case scenario is he was just teleported from somewhere else. It's unlikely, but that is your best case scenario. Worst case scenario is he is about to kill you.
Yeah, I don't know if you greet him with champ. You know what I mean? It would be a surprise if he was a champion of something.
Yeah. Whatever he's the champion in, the police have not found him yet.
Yeah. And then some of them, I think, are barefoot. Some of them decide to have on some type of shoe, like a boxing shoe or something. But they'll also do them based on, I think, the discipline. So it is kind of like old UFC, where now, obviously, because all of MMA having some knowledge about every single discipline is for the best, you see a lot less of people showing up with one discipline as their primary, and there are still people that do that in the woods.
Yeah.
Like they show up and they're like, I'm just going to do Taekwondo.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because early UFC, like MMA wasn't like super a thing yet.
No, it didn't even exist. Yeah.
Yeah. Early UFC wasn't, MMA wasn't a thing. It was literally fighting. You were the ultimate fighter.
Yeah. You would just show up and know how to
whatever
box
type of
only.
fight. Yeah. Whatever type of fight you wanted to do, you would fight someone. and then there you have it.
It was really beautiful, and now everyone thinks that they do everything.
Yeah, it was. I mean, beautiful's a word for it. I don't know.
Well, it just like
some of those early tapes I've ever seen are like, oh no.
Yeah, they hadn't figured out the rules yet.
If they stop this fight a second later, this becomes a snuff film.
Yeah. But what I mean by beautiful is that it is cool to watch two actual types go at it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's even remember
pure competition.
Yeah. Like the competition of like, because that's what they were trying to figure out in the beginning. Is boxing better than Muay Thai? Is Kung Fu real? Like, is like all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then Jiu-Jitsu,
which makes it a lot like again like a Tekken or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you have the character who's doing drunken boxing or whatever. And like you would have that in the original like Ultimate Fighting was just like a mishmash of ridiculous characters.
Yes.
Who are brought in from different realms with different styles to beat the shit out of each other for the entertainment of people who had VCRs.
Like, did you play Tekken growing up?
No, not really. I played more Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. Didn't play a lot of Tekken.
Oh man. Okay. So,
that's why you tend to kick my ass anytime we're in an arcade and we play Tekken because you're way more familiar than I am.
Yeah, but I'm not even the amount of money and the amount of clout that these new Tekken guys have is insane. It's actually troubling.
But we've watched some of the professional like Tekken. Are like, even though it's just a video game, you are kind of like, Jesus.
Yeah, and the crowds, they'll sell out an arena.
Yeah.
Imagine if my thumbs were that good. I just want good thumbs.
Just give me them good thumbs.
Like if you had real good thumbs, you could really make a living now. We're in a different era. If you come through with good thumbs, that's money.
Yeah, it used to be a phrase to say I'm all thumbs, and that used to be a bad thing. Now it's a good thing if you're all thumbs.
Yeah.
You ever heard that one?
No, I never heard that.
It's an old one.
Oh, okay.
Saying you're all thumbs at something means you're like not delicate with it or whatever. It's an old timey phrase. But now,
if I'm all thumbs at Fortnite, if I'm all thumbs at Tekken, if I'm all thumbs at Street Fighter,
if I'm all thumbs, I'm a millionaire YouTuber. I'm all thumbs,
I got a golden thumb.
Can we start a streaming channel called All Thumbs?
I mean, it probably would be pretty great.
I think that'd be great.
That'd be very fun. And we could do even like the old games because you forget how, man, people who made games back in the day, so like Namco, Sega, all these places that made games back in the day didn't give a damn about kids.
No.
All those games were so hard.
Like, so fucking hard.
Like
so hard.
Past level 3, they were like unplayable.
They just wanted your quarters.
Yeah.
They didn't want you to have a good time. They wanted your quarters. It was a shakedown. It was kind of being held upside down by your ankles.
Yeah.
Is what some of those games were. Which I meant to text you actually, speaking of old games. The Nintendo Switch, which we play every now and then, we're together on the road. They just added GoldenEye. So I got GoldenEye now for us to.
It looks like people about to get popped.
Yeah. It's about to our next video game video we make for Patreon is about to be fucking petty.
I don't even remember how to play.
All slappers. Oh, I'm always bad because it's always, especially the aiming is so horrible in that game. I'm never used to it because I didn't own it when I was a kid, but all my friends had it, so I played it a lot and we get used to it. But it's not one I have a muscle memory for.
Oh,
I am not all thumbs with GoldenEye.
Yeah,
in the good way. I'm all thumbs in the bad way.
Yeah. It is funny how, do you remember the Nintendo 64 controller and how that was built?
Yeah. It felt like a prank.
Exactly. It's like looking back on it, there's so much nostalgia for the cartridges and for the controllers and everything. But I remember when I got it for Christmas. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I was only a year late, but like I finally got one. I remember that and just being like blown away. And I got like 2 games with it, and I was just like, I was losing my mind, right?
Yeah.
And still though, when I was holding it, I was like, this doesn't seem right. This is
well, there's like 2 different ways to hold it, because you have the 3 like prongs. Like some games you kind of need to be in the middle on the thing. The other one you need to be sometimes on 2. I don't know. I always had to relearn how to use that controller every time, because I never owned one. But you owned an N64?
I owned a Nintendo 64, and then I didn't own another gaming system for years because it was just, I did not have the money. And finally I won a PS2.
Oh, we talked about this
and
on
then
something. That was a video I think we did.
Yeah, and then that was the last thing that I owned.
What'd you win it in? What'd you win a PS2 doing?
It was a walk run event or something. And I got the most signatures for like me doing 3 miles, or I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was something like that, where I needed signatures and I needed people to pledge, $5, $10, whatever. And and I just put in work, because in my head I was like, this is the only way that I'm gonna get a PS2 ever.
Wow.
In my mind, I wasn't even going to grow up and buy my own. I was like, if I ever want one, it has to be now. Never. It has to be this. Yeah.
That's an awesome way to get it, though.
Yeah. And I remember it was like it was honestly like one of my, when you talk about top 100, because I won't put it in the top 10 because that sounds too sad, but like one of my top 100 favorite memories. Oh, no. That was my camera.
Your camera turning off?
Yeah. But one of my top 100 just favorite memories, period.
Yeah.
Was
in the video. We'll just put the wood guy from Tekken.
Yeah, Moko-chan.
On your half of the video, it'll be that guy.
And I brought it home, and I remember it played DVDs, and up until then, my mom and I couldn't watch DVDs because we didn't have a DVD player.
Oh, okay.
And they were too expensive to buy, and so there were just all these movies that were passing us by. And I remember when my mom was so excited for me and how like happy I was and everything, that I don't remember if I borrowed it or if she bought it. We must have borrowed it, because I don't remember watching it. Maybe she bought it. Anyway, we watched Spider-Man on my PS2.
Ooh.
And my mom was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Thank you for winning this, Josh. And I was like so proud. I was like, oh man, this is the coolest, because it was like, even my mom was like, this is pretty dope. You know what I mean?
That's a good story. I like that.
Yeah. That was like, I think that was the thing that really was a turning point, where I was like, anything to like take care of my mom, or anything that my mom needed, I was like, ever like that, and then the groceries.
So you kept buying her PS2s, and she's like, honey, this is not.
Yeah, this isn't helping.
This is not. You took the wrong thing from this. I don't need all these PlayStation 2s.
Yeah, but no, I was like, bringing in the groceries for my mom one time, because one time I just surprised her, because I was still fairly young. I was like kind of little, and we actually didn't get that much. And so she was getting out of the car and opening the door, and when she turned around, I was right behind her with all 4 bags that I could not carry. Like I was just like, ah! Like I was gonna give myself a hernia. And she was like, like it was so heartwarming for her that I was like, oh, then I need to do this all the time. And I think that PS2 thing really was like a turning point, where I was like, oh yeah, I like taking care of my mom, and I like doing my best to like, I don't know how you describe it, but like anything I can do to spoil my mom, I'm always very excited to do, because it gives me that same feeling as I had with that PS2, because it wasn't that bad, but just not. This is gonna sound melodramatic, but like it was starting to it was starting to affect me a little bit of like not even having a DVD player, because now I don't even know what anyone's talking about. Like when it comes to
you're missing
movies,
a lot of pop culture at that point,
dude. It's like you don't want to ever not have money to the point where you're not from now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're so broke you're from before. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
I get that.
So that was one of my big things.
Yeah,
where I was
that's so great too, because especially in that era of like the PlayStation 2, like that was the, you know, there was like a decade there where it was constantly talking about, you know, having video game systems like that were ruining children, you know, and there was, you know, putting time limits on it, making sure your kids weren't going to be psychos or whatever, you know what I mean? So the fact that you had the complete opposite experience where your mom was like, this PlayStation 2 fucking rules.
Yeah.
That's it's like, it's really great that you had the opposite experience to that in every way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That your mom was like, I'm so glad that you got this.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I mean, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I was playing all of it. I was up on all of it by then.
PS2 was a good system. PS2 was a really good system.
And
that is one. Some of my favorite games are still on that system.
Yeah, it's easy to get nostalgic over it, but I think genuinely what also makes it great is someone pointed this out to me last month. Actually, it was while we were in Denver. A friend pointed out to me that one of the reasons we hold those games in such high regard is because it was our last time owning games.
Like physical copies.
Physical copies, because the thing that could happen. I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying it's like some conspiracy theorist thing, but I'm just saying like what could actually happen now is that if something happened to like a database or a server or, you know, whatever with a gaming system, you might not be able to play a game that you own.
Yeah, because especially now, like, you know, I'm even behind a little bit because I have a PS4 and not a PS5, and it's like, I think I own 3 hard copies, but I own like a shitload of games on it. Like, yeah, if the computer decides I don't get those anymore, that's the decision.
And updates. There were no updates. It was like they made a good game and then they put it out.
I think it's also, that was the perfect generation of where games started getting more, I guess, more specialized. I'm not sure what the right word is, but like they were getting, you know, that's when we started having like the dual stick stuff. Like you started to doing, you know, using one to move, one to look around kind of stuff was in that generation. And I realized if you miss that generation, people who didn't play games during that generation, and you give them a game now, they freak out. They have no idea how to handle games now, because I've done that where I didn't realize, like, if you didn't grow up playing games and you try to sit down at a game now as like someone our age, your brain almost can't comprehend it.
Yeah.
And so much of it stems from like that era of console. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's like, if you didn't get used to it, because that's like Jess, even she gets, if anything first person or any game that has a camera that moves, she gets sick if she watches it.
Yeah.
Because she didn't play those games then. It's like you have to, because I'm like, why wouldn't you get motion sick? I've just done it for years.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
You know?
I'm with you. Well, dude, are you ready to open up the mailbag?
Give me 1 sec. We're about to do that. Hi, Jess. I heard her coming. Do you need to walk through quick? Because sometimes she's
got a fun story you guys could talk about.
Well, we're about to wrap this episode up, but what happened?
Have you ever heard of a milk and molasses enema?
No.
Woogie boo.
Woogie boo is what he said. A milk and molasses enema?
Yeah.
That sounds like, you know, when they clearly run out of names for like the specialized IPAs. And they're like, oh, this is demon anus fist, and you know what I mean? They just start putting words together. That's what that sounds like.
Yeah, it works. That's what I was cleaning up before I came home.
That's what I was cleaning up before I came home, she just said. Okay, thanks for stopping by, hon.
You're welcome. I love you.
Love you. Your job's gross. I'm glad you do it, but everything's bad about it. Should we keep that in the episode?
Let's let's do it. Let's oh God, open up the mailbag. I gotta go try to eat nachos now.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this has been a strange episode. All right, here we go. Let me see. Open up the mailbag. This is our email, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. You can email us questions or stories or topic ideas, and we love to read them there. Here's one. This is from Kaylin, and the title is called Storytime Request. Hey, Toontown and Squeaks. I'm a longtime listener, first-time emailer to the show. I've probably listened to every episode about 3 times. I will never get used to that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
People have been telling us that for 3 years. I'll never get used to it. Y'all are my favorite thing about Thursdays. Well, as per usual, I was re-listening to an old episode 48, Little Joshy is Kidnappable, while changing my cat's litter, and Josh mentioned an old improv troupe he was kicked out of. I don't believe Josh ever told this story, and I was hoping he would indulge the listeners. On a side note, Josh singing Vindicated at the end of episode 125, our last episode, Don't Meth with Crack, is my new favorite thing to say to myself alone and unprompted. Never fails to make me smile, LOL. Anyway, hope y'all are well. Truly cannot express how much this show means to me. See y'all next Thursday. Thank you, Kaylin. That was a very lovely email.
That was dope.
This improv troupe, I don't know if we've really talked about it.
Yeah, I will talk about it, but it is longer than, in order to really tell it, it is longer than.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's put that on the docket. Maybe next episode. Should we try to dig into?
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we could probably do, because we both did improv. There's probably improv stories we could fill an episode with. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Do something like that. Okay. So I know. That's always sometimes annoying that we get asked the thing and we're like, cool, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
But okay, so we'll get to that. But thank you so much for that email. And then this one here, this is from Gabe, and great podcast with a great host. The title says, hey guys, love the podcast, but I just wanted to ask, why isn't it called the Logan Nielsen Show? I mean, Josh is funny, I guess, but Logan is obviously superior. I mean, compared to Logan, Josh is barely even there, but they spelled it like bear in that pun that you love.
Oh, God.
I'm just kidding, parentheses, maybe. I love both of you, and I love the show. 1 million out of 20 jangles. Sorry about your brain, King. Gabe, and then I love they give a pronunciation key, and it just says, pronounce like the word gay, then you add a B sound.
Wow.
Thank you, Gabe. I appreciate that, because I know this episode 2 is going to get some hate because I talked a lot, and some people hate that. So some of our listeners are not a fan of me being a part of the show, but so I appreciate that.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Gabe, and thank all of you. Thank you for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. All that I ask of y'all in this episode is, if you enjoy the show, just tell one friend. Just tell a friend about it, so we can hopefully make more people laugh in the new year. Come out every Thursday, wherever you get your podcast. You already know that if you're listening. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want bonus stuff that we do, because we make some videos, we do some side podcasts, we do a bunch of goofy stuff over at our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. And like we mentioned earlier in the episode, we do monthly live shows. So come join us. We tell stories we've never told in the show before. We interact with people and have a generally chaotic time. We literally just finished recording January's before we started recording this, and it was one of the more off the rail ones we've had, I would say.
Yeah.
it was pretty chaotic, but it's a whole different vibe over on that. And we're touring this year, so keep an eye on all the links are down. We put so many links down there. They all lead to important information.
Yeah.
How's that?
Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I hope you have a great weekend.
And I hope you have a great trip to Australia, Josh.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. One assumes.
I'd like to assume.
There's so many spiders there.
Don't. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Hit the bell notification because apparently it's the only way YouTube will tell you that something happened. And just tell a friend. That's the biggest thing you could do. Just tell one person in your life that you like, maybe you don't like, that this video happened to you.
We release the podcast every Thursday on all the podcast apps, so you should find us there and subscribe on those and comment and leave reviews and whatever on all of them. And also, if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and videos and stuff there, and we'd love to see you.
Do you think it's weird that we put serial killers to death? No? Okay. It's just... No, just hear me out. I only ask because somebody got to kill all them, and it's usually the same person. So isn't an executioner just a serial killer that made it? Like, isn't he just like the industry plant of serial killers? Like, maybe not. I'm just asking questions. Okay. Y'all probably won't like this. Okay. I saw this story and it blew my mind. I still can't get over it. Okay. There was a guy in, I think it was Indianapolis in the 60s maybe, and he was essentially like, they didn't really have the words for it back then, but he was a serial killer, and he killed, and I think he killed and ate 8 women, right? And they caught him because he just got sloppy. He became a hoarder, and it was pretty easy. Once they walked in, they were like, there is evidence everywhere. I am stepping in evidence right now. This is crazy. And so then they, gave him the perp walk, and newspaper took his picture and everything. And then they were interviewing. They did a bunch of follow-ups, and they were interviewing his friends and family and stuff like that. And then they interviewed one woman who he went on a date with between number 4 and number 5, and she was like, I thought we had a great time and went back to his place, and then he, was being all rude and everything, and then he ended up kicking me out. And I was like, wait. As I was reading it, I was like, is she mad she didn't get eaten? It's hard to get context through text sometimes, but she just sounds so indignant. I'm like, wait. She doesn't even sound like, oh, thank goodness. She's like, what's wrong with me? Like, why? Like, all right, I'm delicious, okay? I bit my lip the other day and it was fire, all right? You don't know what you missed. But yeah, she said that, went back to his place. They were chatting and everything, and then like, I don't know, he just, all of a sudden he was all rude and stuff, and then ended up being like, I think it's best if you just go home. And there was a part of me that was like, look, maybe they were having a great date, great conversation, and then whatever was so special about this woman, he was like, I can't do it. I can't. She's too good of a person. Like, I got to get her away from me. Let me be rude. Let me just kick her out, something like that. Save her from me. But then the other part of me was like, no, I think this is the most annoying person that's ever lived.
I think this dude is a serial killer, and he brought this woman home to kill her, maybe eat her, and then she just, at a certain point, the conversation is going so poorly, he's like, I can't even eat this bitch. Like this. Like showed a picture of her kissing her cat on the mouth or something. He was like, Some things are just disgusting. All right. Sometimes I really worry badly that we're like, as people, that we're lost. And that one of the reasons we're lost is that we don't really have any more like heroes to look up to. I mean, some people have heroes, but then the hero's like an actor, and I'm like, what are you doing? You want to be like the guy that pretends? You know what I mean? And just I was thinking about it for a while over the weekend. Because what we used to have was very little access to anyone we considered a hero. And because of that lack of access, if you really wanted to know about this person, if they became famous enough in their own lifetime, there'd be a person that came, a writer that came and followed them around for years, maybe decades, and then they wrote a biography. And we didn't even give a second thought to how biased it probably was, or how much the writer may have come to love this person. We were just like, okay. Wow, what a great human. But that's a problem. I don't even think that everyone makes it seem like Gen Z or Gen X or like millennials, all this stuff like that are so different. I don't think we are. I think every generation of people has always been hopelessly human. And now we just see all of it. That's what's so scary now, is that there are great leaders that may not get the chance because we already saw them not be like worthy. You know what I mean? We find out a lot of the stuff we find out about people now that we think are great after they died. And now we see all the stuff, we see all the mistakes happen in real time, and it makes people harder to follow. Do you really think you would have followed MLK if he did the Tide Pod Challenge? Do you think if a young MLK in high school was like, oh, all right, this is Martin here, we about to see what it do. And then 5 years later, he's like, march with me. They might beat our ass, but come on. No. I'm scared that's what's happening right now. I think that there's a brilliant, young, but smart for her age, wise old soul. There's a incredible person out there right now, a young Angela Davis right now, twerking. And like feet on the wall too, like nasty stuff. And then 20 years from now, when she's ready to lead a revolution, there are going to be people that are like, this you? This you with the booty? It's like, yeah, it was a different time. It's like, nah, I've seen it now. Yeah, this was tough. That's what we're all like. That's what's so scary. It's like, that's why it takes so much faith to follow a person, but it's hard to have faith when you've just been exposed to all this stuff. I'll tell you what, I was in a TSA line behind someone. I won't say who it was, but it was someone who I respect very much for her work, right? And this didn't change how I felt about her. It's just what piqued this idea in my head, okay? She was in line ahead of me in TSA, and both of our bags got flagged, right? And so then they were doing her bag first, but I was standing kind of like near her because my bag was next. And I was like looking at my bag being like, what did I do? You know what I mean? Because when they flag it, you're like, I don't own a gun or anything, so like, what could this possibly be? And it's always water. It's water every time. It's water every single time. It is water. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, there's no way I could have let my box cutter fall into my backpack. And also when your bag gets flagged and you're just like black, you do just start wondering what could happen. You're like, all right, but could somebody have put something in my bag while I wasn't looking? Or like, start.
adding up the jail time and everything. So I'm standing next to her, and then they open up her bag, and there's a buzzing, and so the guy is like terrified, right? Because as soon as he unzips the bag, because at first he's like chill, he's like that deadpan, like, are there any sharp objects or things that could hurt me when I put my hand in? And she was like, no. And then she's like staring at the bag while he's unzipping it, and then there's a buzzing, and the buzzing is like really strong, and it's buzzing so hard. Now he has to look, and he's like, do you know what that could be? And she's like, no, I have no idea what that could be. And she's like, my alarm is on my phone, I don't know what that could be. And so now this dude, and this is where you could tell that TSA doesn't get trained. They don't get trained for the bad stuff to really happen like that. And so then TSA, this dude over here, the bag is right here, right? This man puts a back foot, he took a step back and bent his knees like he would run. And I'm like, but then what are we supposed to, because you're not telling us to back up. And you're not calling for backup. You just over here unzipped it through the flap. And then he starts taking some of her clothes out and everything, takes some of it. And when I tell you, look, I know it's gonna sound like I'm being hyperbolic, but I'm being genuine. When he goes to lift another clump of clothes, because they're not careful when they do this. They're not like, oh, you folded everything so neatly, I'll just take 3 shirts at a time and move them out of the bag. They just grab and so he goes to grab, and when he ended up grabbing, what he grabbed was whatever was buzzing, and so then it was in his hand for a second, and then this man audibly screamed, right? So then he over here grabbing stuff out of her bag, and then he grabs it, and you can hear it gets louder when it's in his hand, and he pulls it, it's and he's like, oh! And then this vibrator went to town on that table. I've never said, because it wasn't, okay, I don't know how she used it. This seemed like, maybe I'm just vanilla, but I wouldn't be able to handle something like this because it was jumping on, so it wasn't just moving along the table. It wasn't just like, this thing was fully like, this motherfucker started breakdancing on the table. And then she was like, oh, that's my, he's like, I know. And now he got his gloves, but then even with the gloves, he seems scared to touch it, right? So then he gets it, and I'm not acting like I would have known how to turn it off right away. But this really was getting away from him. It really was like he finally grabbed it and he over here. I've never seen someone try to do police brutality on a bike, because he tried to she tried to choke the life out of it. And then he finally accidentally turns it off. And he breathing all hard like, is there anything else in there? And she was like, no, that's the only one. And he's like, all right, you're good to go. Puts in, then it did make me laugh at the moment. So not only did he put it back in the suitcase, but then he really put her clothes back like he was trying to kill it. Like he was. And when I bring the story up, like I said, it didn't make me judge her as a person. I still very much respect her. I'm just saying, if she were to lead a revolution tomorrow, I'd be like, all right, but are we going vibrator first? Because, like, I just know that about you now. You know what I mean? I hope that's going to lead the charge. You all have been phenomenal. Thank you so much. I'm Josh Johnson. You have a good night.
I guess we're all doing better than Diddy. Oh, what a week. All right, if you don't know, I'll try to bring you up to speed very quickly. Basically, Diddy has been the devil for decades. And it's really only this year that everything's sort of coming to roost, right? It sort of started with a lawsuit brought by his ex-girlfriend, Cassie. And, in the lawsuit is detailing horrific things you will not, like, you will feel sick if you read the lawsuit. And Diddy said it was all a lie. Just nothing but disgusting lies about his character, and he settled the lawsuit the next day. I don't know about you, but I've never been lied on so hard that I was like, you better stop lying about me. I will pay you as much as you want for you to stop telling me all the stuff I supposedly did. I want to make sure that this is, how much does the check need to be? It won't be in escrow. It'll be in a check form in the morning. But I will pay you as much as it takes for you to stop lying before people start looking at what you said because everybody else is saying it. Well, no, it's crazy. And even more recently, more allegations and more investigations have been going into Diddy being alleged. Legally, you have to say it. Being an alleged sex trafficker and everything, to the point where, this week, the FBI raided all of his houses at once, just to make sure, every single one at the same time, make sure he wasn't house hopping or anything, just going everywhere. They grabbed all the homes and the homies, and they pulled everybody outside, and it was truly astounding to watch, because if you've ever watched, like, I watch a lot of news, so I remember, like, the Roger Stone raid. Anytime the FBI or Homeland Security does a raid, it's a weird hierarchy that you notice, because they'll show up to do the raid, right? So FBI or Homeland Security, they'll be fitted up, right? Top to bottom, they got the AR-15, they got the vest on, full body armor, they got the boots, they got the helmet, and then sometimes they actually have backup. Backup is SWAT. So then SWAT is also there dressed like SWAT, and we know what SWAT is dressed like. And then it will just be the regular police. And it kind of made me feel bad for the local police, because, like, imagine you show up to work and all your coworkers look like Call of Duty that day. And you just have to show up with your chest. That's unfair to them. Like, if I was a cop, I'd be like, y'all ain't got any extra ARs in the trunk or anything. I can't hold something. Y'all just showed up all prepared. Y'all said he dangerous. You know what? I'm gonna wait next to the car. That's what I'm gonna do. Y'all, this is bull. I'm not doing. And truly, watch any FBI raid. All the local police are next to the cars in the street. They're like, no, they gonna get him. They gonna get him. Oh, you better watch out, because they coming. All right? But yeah, they raided all that dude's houses at one time, pulled people out, were like, interrogating people, were trying to look for stuff in the houses. And meanwhile, a lot of people have been waiting on Diddy's downfall for a long time, so they track his movements. And I want to take a quick second, because a lot of people, as this is mainly like a black thing, knowing about Diddy. Like, it feels like the world didn't know. But black people, we knew. We were like, nah. Something happening with him that seems off. I don't know if I love that either. That's just been us for like 2 decades with Diddy just being like, did y'all see? And so a lot of other people are catching up. So then there are things, when anything like this comes out, there are things where people ask, like, why is everybody talking about it now, coming forward now, stuff like that. I want to be clear. Diddy is not like a like a Harvey Weinstein in that way, right? Because with Harvey Weinstein, everyone started coming forward, and then people were like, why didn't y'all say something sooner? Look at him. We would have believed you. Like, we don't do a good enough job of believing women, but with Harvey, I'd be like, whatever y'all say he did, he did. I can just see it from his bill that he did whatever. But Diddy's a very different thing. Diddy's scary. A lot of people are scared of Diddy. And you want to know one of the reasons why people are scared of Diddy? Because of where he comes from. There's gangsters, then there's gangsters. Okay? Diddy's dad has ties to Frank Lucas. If you don't know Frank Lucas is who Denzel played in American Gangster. That's who Diddy's dad hung out with. That's who Diddy's dad did business with. So when you ever rewatch American Gangster and you see that scene when Frank Lucas, Denzel, stands up and in the middle, broad daylight, middle of the sidewalk, a dude disrespects him and he pulls out a gun and he shoots him in the head and kills him in front of everybody because he knows nobody will say anything. That's who Diddy's dad ran with, right? That's who taught him his like ABCs and stuff. You know what I mean? When you see that scene, that's a bone-chilling scene because it happened. That happened. He did that. He killed someone broad daylight because he knew no one around would say anything, right? So when you see that scene and you see Denzel do that, just know that one of the extras in the background, at least one of those kids, is Diddy. That's terrific, you know? And that's why people are getting so scared of him, because we know that he just moves differently, you know what I mean? And a lot of people have been waiting on his downfall for a long time, so when the FBI was raiding, people were like, where is Diddy? And you know how these kids are now? They're very smart. They can track anything. They track Diddy's plane. And so while the FBI is raiding all of his homes at one time, Diddy's plane is leaving America. And I don't mean getting fueled up. I mean, the plane is over just blue. That's the ocean. The plane is gone, right? And the plane is headed for Antigua. Now, Antigua is still extradited. So a lot of people are like, why would he be going over to Antigua? Then other people said, hey, maybe he's landing in Antigua because everybody knows that's his plane. He's going to land in Antigua. He's going to get on a friend's smaller plane, and he's going to go to a country that doesn't extradite, like Bali, right? So then that plane lands in Antigua, it comes right back. When it lands, turns out Diddy was never on the plane. He was in Miami the whole time. This man is a terrible rapper and an incredible villain. I've been thrown for a loop consistently with him. Like, this man should be in a James Bond movie. You know, a lot of people are just waking up to how Diddy is, you know. We knew. You know how you know that we knew? Diddy's the only black billionaire we didn't root for. It's a very big deal when you get a black billionaire. We're always like, oh yeah, oh he did it. You know, I remember when that guy, you know that guy that gave the commencement speech at Morehouse, and at the end of the speech he said he was going to pay for all the kids' student loans. That moment went viral. It was crazy. Kids were crying and everything, jumping up, screaming. I looked it up. I found the guy. His name was Robert Smith. Turns out he's a billionaire. He didn't give me any money, but I was at home like, we got Diddy became a billionaire. We were like, good for you. I don't know about y'all, but I absolutely love when home drama spills out into the world. You know what I mean? I don't watch a lot of reality television, so I love when a real life couple just can't take it anymore. You know what I mean? Like they have to have it out, and they have to have it out now. And now is here. And here is where I am. So I get a free show. You know? I think it happens a lot in New York City because we don't have space. Like, y'all have real homes here. Y'all can be like, we will discuss this later. In New York, we don't have that. We're like, I want to argue in private at home, but home don't have no elbow room. I want to argue where I can move a little bit because I'm passionate with my movements. Now, if I'm arguing at home, one time I was arguing at home and I went like this to be like, oh, wait, just like to hold it up, and then I hit my elbow, and there's no way to look right when you just stand there like, so sometimes couples just have to have it out in that moment, And I was walking. I try to do this at least once a week. I was on a walk with no AirPods in, right? Just really like be around in the world, And I think it's an important thing to do because it opens you up to what's happening around you. And I would have missed this had I had my AirPods in. I was walking, and as I'm walking, I see this dude bust out of the door of his house, right? He's running down the stoop of his brownstone, no shirt on, anything, looking terrified, like, look. And so I turn and I see what I can only imagine is his girlfriend or wife running behind him. And I was like, all right, this seems awesome. Let's see how it goes. And she has something in her hand, but it doesn't look like a gun, so I'm like, I'm willing to stay and see this through. Because if it's a gun, people get upset, they miss. Now she done shot me, I'm bleeding out. I'm not even part of your love. I'm laying there holding my wound, y'all done worked it out. Like, this could all be for nothing. It's just she's holding something, but I can't see what it is, right? And as he's running down the stoop, she runs down with him, and she gets to this specific step, and then she goes like this, right? She goes like this, and then a piece of what she was holding flies out and hits him in the back, and he goes, ah! And then she lets go of the other thing that she was holding. It slides down the stairs, and when it slides down, it's close enough for me to see. And when I look, it was the sleeve of a Hot Pocket. This woman done burned the hell out of this man with a Hot Pocket. In the known universe, there are about 4 states of matter, right? There's gas, there's liquid, and there's solid. There's also plasma. Now, plasma can reach a temperature of about 45,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and just under that. Close second is Hot Pocket juice. Hot Pocket juice must be studied. This will burn your soul. Hot Pocket juice is far too hot. It is absolute insanity, okay? Because we've all been there. We've all been there where you were hungry, you heat up the Hot Pocket, that's gonna be quick, and then you went ahead and you put it higher than the instructions say, because you know when you follow the instructions, the middle cold. So then, you put it at least 2 minutes higher than the instructions say because you got a different type of microwave. Your microwave doesn't work like the box says. And so you put an extra 2 minutes, but now we're into heated territory that no one, even the people at the company, are aware of, right? And then you pull the Hot Pocket out, you hold it by the sleeve, and you wouldn't even be in this situation if you could just be a gentleman and wait, right? But you're hungry, you're greedy, you can't help yourself, and so you blow, you do blow. You do. You give it a good try, too. You blowing the bread. You're not doing anything for that juice inside. That juice is still bubbling like lava. Wait to bust out. And so then you take your first bite, and because you're hungry, because you're being greedy, you bite too hard, the juice pops out, it hits your lip, and you go, ah! Now you coughing because steam coming out of your mouth because you got the cornbread in your mouth with all the juice burning everything. Burning teeth. Just burning. Inexplicably, just burning and burning and burning. It's terrible. This woman was running after this man. We don't know what he did. I didn't stay for an interview. This woman was running down the stairs after this man and had the Hot Pocket sleeve in her hand and reared back like an ancient weapon. Reared back. And flung the Hot Pocket out. Flung it like she had done it before. Like, she must be burning him weekly to have this sort of aim. If this was a game show, I could never sling it and hit what I wanted to hit. And she hit, not only did she hit him, she hit him in the middle of the back. She hit him in the spot. So it's in just enough of a position that he can't really reach it. Like it's not here, it's not here. Like this man is fighting for his life right now. She gave him 32nd degree burns. And my man's like, ah! And I want to help, but I'm like, I'm not going to burn my fingers. Like, and then I had never stopped walking the entire time, but I did take off into a brisk jog. Because as he was holding the railing of his stoop, I saw her lift another Hot Pocket. I was like, let me leave before I witness a murder.